excuse me? What am I hiring you for? And I was kind of embarrassed. It is my favorite jewelry I've ever owned. I was kind of just like, what the do not go with this company. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. Honestly, I should have filmed this about a month ago because my Taka was the end of July. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about everything to do with my Taka, the costs, BTS, the venue, my outfit, everything that's associated with my Taka. If you're crazy enough to host a Taka at the Vancouver Museum, here's a few tips. The reason we did the museum is because we wanted to do something a little different. So the venue can fit around 100 to 120 people sitting. This was my floor plan. My floor plan capacity is 96 guests seated. If you're looking to rent this venue out, you're welcome to use this floor plan if that works for you. But I just felt like this was the best way that we can make the space work for what we were trying to accomplish. So we did have a bar, we had a dessert table, I also had food tables. We did a few site visits prior to our event and it was super nice. Brendan was super accommodating. We had emailed back and forth to set up visits. I did have to get certifications and licenses, as obviously the museum does not have a liquor license. We had to get a special event permit and a liquor license. It costs $35 to get that. You need a Serving It Right certification in order for you to apply for a liquor license. It doesn't have to be you specifically who is hosting the event. It just has to be someone who is not going to be drinking at the event. The last insurance that we needed was event insurance, and we actually ended up getting that through the museum. Now let's talk about decor. I ended up doing all of the decor myself. I'm just a very particular person. I knew that I wanted a certain look and I wasn't gonna settle for less. So we got to work. One thing I will say is if you are doing your own decor and setup, just know that it's going to take you triple the amount of time that you think it'll take you. In order for us to be a little more prepared, we ended up going a day before and dropping off a lot of the stuff. That was super nice to have. Brendan was very accommodating and he understood how many things we had to do on the day of. If we did it the day of, we only had an hour to set up until everyone came. It just would not have worked out. So some important notes to note if you are wanting to book at the museum. If you go over your rental time, even 30 minutes, they charge you $350. So yeah, kind of insane. That scared us a little bit. We ended up getting out of there on time with the help of my family and friends, and I'm so grateful because we would not have been able to do that without them. So for my centerpieces, I bought these vases from IKEA. Now all of these florals are actually from AliExpress. They were super cheap. I'll have all the totals listed of everything that I bought. I love the look of them. I ended up getting these little pompous sleeves. I just like how everything is super neutral, so that was what was in the middle of my tables. I also had these little candles on the tables, which I absolutely love. These little candle holders go perfectly with the vases, so I was so happy about that. This candle holder and tea light is also from IKEA. I think you might now be realizing how insane I am, but I ended up actually printing these itineraries. It has all of the food, all the drinks, basically just an itinerary of the event. I really wanted to do this because I feel like a lot of the times people don't know what's going on, so I wanted people to know what the program was. I do also have a QR code here, which not a lot of people used. You can basically scan this QR code and it'll take you to a Google Drive where you can upload photos from the event, and I think that that is such a cute idea. I'm definitely going to be doing this for my other events as well, so I'm really happy with these. These frames are from Amazon. And I also had these little pictures on every table. There was 2 per table. These acrylic frames are from Amazon. I ended up printing these from London Drugs. It's super easy to assemble them. You just have to open the bottom here and insert the pictures. So also I want to mention that these photos are taken by Photos by Preet. She is so amazing at what she did. I genuinely love these photos. I think they're my favorite photos that I have with my boyfriend. I think they're so well done and I was just blown away by the results. So if you're ever looking for a photographer in the Lower Mainland for a pre-shoot or even just like a couple shoot, even if you're doing like a family shoot, she's just so good at what she does and she's so sweet. So those are the centerpieces. We did end up getting dishware as well, which I'm kind of glad we did because I feel like it kind of added to everything. Before I talk about my backdrop, I'm gonna just talk about a few other pieces that I had got made or printed for the event. For the bar, I don't think I have photos of this, which I'm kind of sad about, but I did actually end up making this cocktail menu. I also made a signature drink menu, which I loved, so we had a his and hers. So both of these frames are from the dollar store, and I made these signs on Canva, and I ended up printing them from London Drugs. So I also did a dessert table. I did end up renting some dessert trays from Rental Affairs, but a lot of them were tarnished and not in very good condition, so I had to end up using my own dishes. I did use a few trays that I rented, but honestly speaking, most of them were just not very nice, so I had to improvise. It cost $40 to rent that from Rental Affairs, and there was a $100 deposit, which I did end up getting back, which was fine. As for the pictures on the dessert table, again, I got those frames from the dollar store, and I printed those pictures from London Drugs. So last thing for the dessert table was these little chalkboard signs, which I got off Amazon, and I ended up getting a chalkboard marker to write on them, so I thought it was just a really cute touch. Next thing is the welcome sign. So I got my easel from Michael's. I think it was around $40, and I was initially planning on spray painting it white, but I ended up keeping it black because I was just worried it was going to ruin it. The acrylic sign I got made from one of my mom's friends. These acrylic signs are not cheap, so I was lucky that my mom knew someone. We got quoted $75. The little floral pieces that I had on there were from AliExpress. I ended up using zip ties to keep everything together, and it was a little bit of a struggle, but I made it work. And the last and most important piece of my decor was the backdrop. I'm gonna be honest, I thought the floral pieces would be a little larger than they were, but they were still beautiful. I got my rug from Home Depot. It was a little more than I was wanting to spend on a rug, but we actually ended up returning it after. So yeah, we did that. It just made the most sense because we weren't really going to use the rug afterwards, and I think the condition was perfectly fine. I ended up renting the Loveseat from 31 Events. It was a little bit difficult just understanding everything. There was a lot of back and forth and confusion in the beginning, but we ended up working everything out. I do want to mention the condition of the Loveseat. There were a lot of scratches and marks on the Loveseat prior to our rental. I was a little disappointed by that because they did tell me that the Loveseat was being shipped out and it was new, and I was super excited. Maybe it got ruined in shipping. I'm not really sure what happened there. So yeah, just a PSA, if you are looking to rent items from people, make sure you take pictures of what it looks like before you rent it out. You always got to protect yourselves. So protect yourself, take pictures, make sure you have proof of what it looked like before and after so that you can get your damage deposit back. So the damage deposit for that Loveseat was $400, and the Loveseat rental itself was $200. Oh my god, this video is already so long. I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm using natural lighting, so if it goes kind of finicky, please excuse that. Next thing I want to talk about are these babies. If you don't know what this is basically just a little sack thing. What would you call it? I don't know what they call this. Money bags. For a Taka ceremony, you basically sit in front of everyone and everyone lines up behind you and gives you pyar, meaning money. So we love that. We really do. Basically, these are just money bags that you put in your lap. I was looking for bags like this at File Business Center. If you live in like the Surrey, Vancouver area, you know what that is. And I just could not find ones that I liked. I'm just so particular. I'm so annoying that way. So bought fabric, got my mom to make these, and I think they're so cute. I'm too extra, I can't. Who does that? Who does that? We're gonna use them. Okay, just let me live. Gosh, let's talk about my beautiful outfit. I was obsessed with my outfit. I actually ended up getting my Lengha for free, which was so crazy. I actually had messaged Shilpa Lutra. I messaged her on Instagram, and basically we had set up a collaboration, and it just so happened that my Taka was happening, so I really loved the Lengha and I ended up wearing it to my Taka. She custom made it for me. Even though she took all my measurements, I did have to go get it altered. The Lengha was too high for my liking. I also had to get the top loosened because it didn't fit me, so that was the only downside. I'm really excited to show you guys my jewelry because it is my favorite jewelry I've ever owned. Let's start with the Letkins. These are little, I shouldn't say little, these definitely are not little. It's just like a string of beads with these beautiful cushioned embroidered pillows, if you will. They're called lutkins. You basically add them to your lenghas on the side. So I got these from Sandhu Cloth House. I got this little hook from one of my mom's old saris, so I'm pretty sure you can get these anywhere. I just ended up clipping this to my lengha bottom. These are the banga that I wore. So these little ones are from Trishna Jewelers, so I added those to the very ends, and then all of these ones in the middle are from, I think it's Gena Jewelers. These ones here actually ended up being bigger size. I'm usually a 2.6, but these are a 2.8, but somehow I just made it work. The pearl detailing is perfect because it matches with my lutkins as well as my earrings, which I'm just about to show you. These are my earrings. I am obsessed with these. They are massive. Like, I understand, you know, if this is not your cup of tea, I love it. It's like my favorite thing ever. I knew I wanted big earrings for this event. I did wear my hair down, but I do think that if I wore it in a bun, you would have been able to see the earrings a lot better. The reason why I wore my hair down is because I didn't want it to be too formal, and having my hair curled like that is just my favorite way to wear my hair, so that's what I ended up doing. I got these from Trishna's, and these pearls were actually a different color. I think they were like a teal color when I saw them. They were so nice, and they ended up actually changing these bottom pearls to this beautiful champagne-y white color, which again goes perfect with my outfit, so I was really happy about that. The only downside to these earrings is how freaking heavy they are. As soon as I put these in my ears, I was like, oh my god, how am I gonna do this? So I have a solution for you. If you also want to wear crazy big earrings and you want to be insane like me, all you have to do is numb your ear hole. That's what I did. I ended up numbing my ears. Yeah. It's kind of just like what I had to do. Beauty is pain. Beauty is pain. So this is the numbing cream that I ended up using. I got it off Amazon and it worked. I did not feel anything throughout the whole day. It was amazing. Let's talk about food. Catering. So the biggest issue we had with this is that the museum does not allow live catering. There's no open flames allowed, so even though I did have candles in my decor, I wasn't allowed to light them, which was perfectly fine because mine was a daytime event anyways. The catering company we got our food from is called Kamal Sweets Tandoori Hut Limited, I believe. They're located in Surrey. So we had appetizers and we did lunch as well. So they first delivered the appies and then came back a couple hours later to deliver the lunch. The only downside to not doing live catering is that they only deliver food. So we actually ended up having to rent our own chafing dishes and the burners to keep the food warm. So with that being said, we obviously needed servers or people to deal with the food because we didn't want to be downstairs, which by the way, the kitchen was downstairs and the venue was upstairs. So that was a little bit of an issue, but we made it work. I wanted my family to enjoy themselves. I didn't want my mom downstairs having to make jaw, whatever the case may be. So we decided to hire some servers. In hindsight, a really good idea. Unfortunately, the servers that we had hired were shit. Like, I'm gonna be so blunt and honest with you guys. I would never hire them again. I don't even have the name of the company. If I find out from my mom, I'll list it here. Stay away from them. I'm not even kidding. Like, I can't even stress to you how horrible they were. So Kamal Sweets had actually suggested this serving company for us. They said that they're really good. That just was not the case. We ended up hiring 4 servers. They were $20 an hour per server. And we actually bought our own rolling cart. We bought our own bins for the dishes so that, you know, it would make it a lot easier for them to go up and down the elevator. So again, we provided all of the necessary materials for the servers to do their job right. Unfortunately, they were just not it. They were just not it. I wasn't really downstairs a lot in the kitchen because obviously I needed to be upstairs with guests, but my mom was having to repeatedly go downstairs to check on the servers to make sure they were doing work. A lot of the times I heard that they were on their phones, not really paying attention. I actually saw one of the girls coming up the elevator. As soon as she saw me, she put her phone away and I was kind of just like, what the it's just very, very unprofessional that they actually had the audacity to ask my Taka, who is my uncle, to clean up. My mom ended up missing a part of my Taka, which was a super fun portion where we did kind of like a little game that my sister set up, and my mom completely missed that because she had to babysit the servers. So yeah, I'm not going to get more into it because I'm genuinely getting triggered and I'm like getting hot and sweaty because I just, yeah, that was anyway, so the last point I want to touch on is liquor. So again, as you know, we did end up serving liquor at our event. I ended up hiring a bartender and I used Pink Diamond Bartending, who I found through Facebook. A lot of people recommended them. We had everything ready to go, so it was super easy for the bartender. So in terms of liquor costs, we ended up buying a lot more than what we needed. Obviously, it's a daytime event, so we weren't sure if people were going to drink or not. Let's talk about regrets. Things that I regret at my Taka. The biggest thing I regret is not taking enough photos or videos. Now, I had actually initially not planned to have a photographer, but at the last minute I asked one of my really good friends about it to take photos of me. He's my personal photographer, so he was kind enough to do that for us. I genuinely would not have anything to look back on if I didn't have him as a photographer. So if you're kind of iffy about having a photographer or not, get a photographer, it's worth it. Another thing I kind of wish I had put time out for is taking content. I only took a few photos and videos that I could post online, which I've already posted on my Instagram and TikTok. If you're not following me, make sure you do, but I just genuinely don't have any other photos to post, so yeah. I also wanted to make so many more TikToks, but I just did not have enough time. So if you are planning to create content, make sure you actually take time out to do that. The one other thing that I kind of wish, but obviously I can't control, is the weather. It was the one day in July that was cloudy and it was actually a little bit rainy, which kind of sucked because we wanted to go to Kids Beach because it's like a 2-minute walk from the museum, and we wanted to go there as a family and just hang out and have like a beach day, but that didn't end up happening. We did end up going to a restaurant for dinner and like drinks and things, which was super nice, and I'm grateful that we got to do that, but I do wish that we did a beach day because I feel like that would have been so fun. Let's talk about things that I loved. Obviously, the decor, it was my favorite. I give myself props. I think I did a really good job. Everyone also loved the way that everything looked. They said everything matched perfectly, and yeah, I'm just really happy about that. I'm also really happy we did a little game. We did a little game where my boyfriend got asked questions about me and then I got asked questions about him. So I think it was a really cute little game to add in, and everyone was so engaged. It was the perfect little amount of something to add into an event like this. If you're a little worried about it being awkward or anything like that, I would definitely recommend adding a cute little game like this. Sad that my mom missed it, and I'm also sad that no one recorded it. So I wish I could show you guys, but I also am just really happy because everyone was so in the moment and it was just really cute. But that is the end of this video. I know it was so long, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it took forever, but I hope it was informative. Overall, I'm so grateful for my friends and family, and I think if you're wanting to do something different, it's definitely worth it. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about my Taka. I'm also going to be making so many more videos about my wedding, so make sure you stay tuned and subscribe. But other than that, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Oh my god. I need a nap after that. That was a lot of talking.